guys, let me flip the camera. Hopefully you can see me. I'm gonna turn off the AC because it's kind of on right now. Doo doo and off. Okay, so I think you guys can hear me. So today is the full moon lunar eclipse. It's a blood moon and it's an Aquarius. Aquarius is really talking about humanitarianism. It's talking about people getting together and understand that we can help each other live better lives and we can uh, lead by example and follow by example, right? So it's like that interchangeable energy. It's very objective. Um, and right now we're in Leo season, so the opposition is Leo and Aquarius energy, right? It's like, how are you going to shine and how are you going to allow other people to shine too? In terms of love, when you want to shine, as in live out your truth and love the way that you want to love and understand what that means and be loved the way that you deserve to be loved, then, that is really what we're talking about here. Like, if you're in a relationship with someone and it just doesn't seem like it's working out because you guys have different ideas of what it means to actually be in a relationship, for some people, it's money. Are you giving the same amount of money as I'm giving to this? Okay, that might be important to some people who don't really have anything to hold on to but material things. I do understand that money is important. I'm a Libra, Libra rising. But also, one card just fell out. I was talking about being objective, you guys. Hey, baby, Asia Watts. So, Dale and I are splitting up these love readings. I'm doing air and water this time, and he's going to be doing fire and earth. So, look out for that. Yes, I'm not going to get into too much. My Leo X is all about the drama. I matched him, but time and then some. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like when you match someone, you know what that match is, right? You understand what works between the two of you and why you are involved with each other. What you don't understand is the road that they were on before they got to you. And unless they start telling you things about themselves that they want you to know from their past, then you won't know any of those things. And who asks specific questions about them? Only if you're getting like signs. His birthday is today and mine was January 31st, two blood moons. Wow. Okay, Daphne. So, I'm breaking up with someone today. We're both moving. And it's the 27th. It's the day after Dale's birthday. Mercury went retrograde yesterday. It was just after Jupiter going direct to Scorpio. The person that I'm dating is a Scorpio moon. I do love him, but there are some things that need to be worked out. Also, I've been seeing 27 everywhere. 27, that's 9. That's a point of not exhaustion, but it's rising. It's gotten to a point of extremes or it's accumulations. So then that's when the completion happens, which is a full moon, and then you start anew. So let's talk about the first card that popped out for you guys in terms of this love reading. It's the Queen of Michael, and I'm using the Archangel Power Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue. This is the Queen of Swords. This is cardinal air, and it's Libra, but it also could represent Aquarius because that's where the moon is today, and it can also represent Gemini. This is objectivity. This is someone knowing their truth, and they won't measure their reality based on what someone else's truth is, right? This is about letting those karmic debts be paid off. Hi, Aquarius. It's about allowing yourself to really put to rest the scorn and the nostalgia and all of those things that are involved with these karmic relationships that you are in. This card is calling you guys to really exercise your objectivity because there is something to be learned out of this. When you think about the Queen of Swords, she is someone who's been through a lot. Her mental state has been, tested through so many trials and tribulations. So this is talking about being involved with many different types of people. And this full moon right here is really allowing us to see that there are so many different types of people. And it does not matter who you are and what you don't like or what you do like. Sometimes you will end up having close relationships. What this card says, it says brilliant, self-reliant, insightful, humorous. You know what exactly to do. You know exactly what to do. The benefit of experience, a time for your career rather than relationships. So this is for all air signs, okay? Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And it's beautiful that we opened up with the Queen of Michael because that's feminine air energy. She's able to discern its water and its air. So she's talking about the thought process, and then she's talking about how her emotional state is being affected by that thought process. Yes? So it takes someone who is emotionally mature and mentally mature to see how different patterns interplay with each other, or different, energies interplay with each other within a relationship. That's the objectivity. You're understanding how things might fit in like Legos. You understand that, there are going to be some things that come up that aren't going to be so easy to deal with. There are going to be some things that, I'm not willing to accept from you ever. Yes? Now, what you do with that is up to you. Because you can have a relationship with someone that you feel is going to be challenging for you mentally, you know. It's good to be challenged by your partner in positive ways, y'all. Okay, so I guess I'm going to go ahead and do a cause and effect for you guys in terms of this reading. Let me go ahead and cut the deck. It wants to be cut in two and not three, which is something I always do. I always do threes. And now I'm not Aquarius. So, wow, beautiful. At the top of your reading, like what you're aspiring to, what you're rising to, what you want to achieve is you want to achieve that mental fortitude, right? It's the calm of the mind. It's after you've gone through those trials and those tribulations, right? It's Saturn. It's the great teacher coming in and shaping you based on the relationships that you're having, based on the experiences that you're having with people, based on the places that you're going, based on the places that you have lived, based on all of those things that you have opinions about in terms of what you are dealing with in your environment, in your very existence, because we're talking about the Empress energy here when you go from 3 and then you go to 4, which is emperor energy. So this is you taking control of your mental stability, right? A lot of us air signs, we have to get away from people that make us think that we might be the problem, we're not worthy, we might not be beautiful enough. It's all of those things. I know what air signs go through. It's kind of the same thing that water signs go through, but you're going through it up here, right? You're going through it in the mind. So you're constantly questioning yourself. You're constantly trying to determine things. You're constantly trying to solve equations within a scenario so that you can understand what's going on. Air needs to understand what's going on so that we can communicate, we can relate, and then we can objectify whatever it is that we're dealing with. Because when you think about it, we're having an intense experience here on the planet. I was watching something today and it was on CBS this morning. And it was talking about when you turn 50, how people have those midlife crises, right? Crises. I see it in men mostly more than women. I'm just saying. But at 50, a lot of times people feel like, damn, this is the job that I chose 25 years ago. And I didn't think then that at this point I was going to be thinking about where my life is. And if you're in a relationship with someone who is at that point in their life, you have to understand that there are going to be some things that they're going through that you're not going to be able to understand because it's not in your immediate existence, darling. It's theirs. You're affected by it. So then you have to start sort of, coming up with different ways to process what you're thinking in terms of like your everyday routine, right? We don't have any nines here, but when you're involved with someone, it's part of your everyday routine, right? It gives Venus and Virgo energy. And that is where Venus is right now. She is in Virgo, okay? So that's talking about how you appreciate your surroundings, what you understand to be valuable to you, the appreciation for what it is that you have generated for yourself in a material sense. So we're thinking about that right now. We all are, because that's where the astrological placements are. Jupiter's in Scorpio. We're uncovering things about ourselves that were probably blocked or that we didn't know or that people were trying to hide from us, right? Because you know what's been going on in your life and what's been going on in the world stage. So now, the Four of Michael is Jupiter in Libra. It's talking about expanding your relationships, right? You guys who are in these love relationships or people who want to be in relationships with other people, if this is you, air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, it's saying that you've got to get out there. If you want to meet the right people for you, then you've got to first go to those things that are going to get you involved with people in a social way. Or go to those things that are going to get you involved with people in a social way. Talk about things, explain things, meaning like just different ideas. And this isn't talking about, there being any stress around what you're talking about. That's the worst kind of thing, right? Air signs don't like feeling stressed within communication. Not at all. We like to figure communication out and solve problems through communication, right? Let's look at what's going on at the. All right, y'all. Didn't I talk about nines and routine and Virgo and Venus being in Virgo right now? And you got the Epiphany card at the bottom of your reading, okay? This is what you're already working with right here. So a lot of you need to go inward, focus on yourselves, get some things situated. Peace and happiness. Yes. Hi, beautiful. So you want to get some things situated. You're going to be able to ascertain those principles and those demonstrations for yourself once you discover inside what it is that you need to feel more powerful, for you to feel more wise. Look at all of those things that you've experienced. When you have those moments of nostalgia, what is it about that moment that makes you go back there? Because when we're thinking about nostalgia, that's spirit and that's the universe, that's our soul calling us to think about something in a different way than we used to in the past. That imprint is there, right? Amen to that. I'm cross watching. Hey, Allison. So, yes, it's like you really have to look at what is there so that you can understand what to do, so that you can relate to what your inner process is. We are always so fearful of going inside ourselves. Some of us are. Oh, hi, Tanisha. Thank you. I need that, you guys. I really need the love that you are sending to me because I have been so exhausted and so drained from this relationship, and it's been really, really hard. But let's get back to your reading. So, the Epiphany card says, joy through spiritual growth, be a light to others, answers that come through meditation. So, this is going inward. And this is really beautiful that I'm about to make this correlation. I think you don't want to go inward and kill yourself, uh, meaning like pulling everything apart in order to determine what it is that you did and what's wrong with you and why this didn't happen. And if we would have done this, then this would have happened. You're going backward on a process that already happened, manifested, and has brought you to this point, which is saying, okay, now you need to do this. Stop going back here. Like I was saying, the nostalgia thing, it's calling us to say, oh, I remember why I'm always constantly thinking about that time my cousins were driving away to their home state and I was crying. Trouble with goodbyes, right? Okay, I have trouble with goodbyes. How have I learned how to deal with goodbyes now? I know that I always have myself, right? I am my connection to the past, right? So you really want to go inward on yourself and see what it is that you can offer to you that you can appreciate, as far as like how you're servicing yourself. Because with air signs, a lot of the times we are servicing something else. Gemini's servicing their satisfaction because they're mutable in communication. You're getting satisfaction through communication. You're writing. Remember, darling, as one door closes, another one opens. You're so positive. What you put out there comes right back at you. Love, love, love. Oh, thank you, baby. Thank you, guys. Dale's birthday was yesterday, and we're very close. We've known each other for nearly 11 years. I love Dale so much, and he's like a brother to me. Anyway, he's helped me through this, and it has actually really increased and helped empower my gift a little bit more. I'm no longer reluctant to practice it or to show people that I have discovered that I have this ability. So, within these 2 years, Providence Tarot happened. I bought my first tarot card in this whole situation. Now I have like 4 or 5 decks, so something did come out of this. Let's look at your immediate influence. Hey, wasn't I talking about the Empress? Okay. So, three things taking shape. Living in your environment and loving the atmosphere, right? This is an ecosystem of beauty. It is one of security through nurturing, right? It's when you feel good about yourself because you know that you are beautiful. We all are. Let me tell you something. I still tell the person that I am speaking about, as far as the relationship goes, that they are beautiful because they are. And it is so beautiful that you can change your life. And that car has not come up yet, but it might. That's the tower. Or is it the tower? Yeah, it is. But changing your life, babe, you know, spirit guiding you, all about divine timing. It is all about divine timing. And this card is related to divine timing. The Empress is usually a pregnant woman depicted in these, right? And it's all about divine timing when a birth happens. So you're giving birth to a new aspect of yourself. There's a new aspect of yourself taking shape based on the relationships that you have been involved in. It's causing you to re examine the relationship with yourself, the relationships that you have everywhere with people, places, and things. Okay? Beautiful. The immediate influence. And I was telling you how the Empress rules the queens. You have the Empress over the Queen of Swords as your immediate influence. I've started dating women again and I've loved it. Okay. So we did a reading recently and I can't remember if it was Capricorn. It was either Capricorn or it was like Taurus. I think it was Capricorn. And I was talking about people deciding that they want to look at things differently and in the meaning of like their life and who they are. It's like I said, if you're thinking about dating the same sex, then that's something that you're heavily considering and you have been for quite a while. Saturn is in Capricorn. Pluto is in Capricorn. Saturn is the teacher and the teacher of karmic lessons. Getting ready to take this new baby. Yes, exactly, right? Saturn is that great teacher, and it's teaching us lessons of karma in your relationships too. And it's also has transformed through that karma, the learning of that lesson, realizing why someone is in your life, realizing why they came into your life at the time that they came into your life after you experienced what it was before they came into your life. It really is seamless, you guys, and everything sort of ties into the other one. Mm-hmm. 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 Sometimes you gotta do that. I read a book and it's called The Care of the Soul, and Care of the Soul talks about your family. When you're born into your family, you're born into a little mini patriarch, the matriarch. You know what I mean? You got those archetypes, emperor, empress of their little, whatever it is. And then you got your whole family. So the things that you go through with your family, your relationships, are little hints of how things are going to be for you on the world stage. Aquarius, okay? So it's like, when I was younger, people used to always tell me not to hold my hand like this when I walked around the house. Bitch, I didn't know what they were talking about, but I could feel what they were saying about me and what they were feeling about me, so that made me feel a certain way. So now I'm closed off because they think there's something wrong with the way that I am presented. You know what I mean? So that brings a person, it sort of diminishes you, because the very people that should be applauding you and allowing you to really formulate yourself as the person that you are going to be divinely, they should be really like putting more energy into you becoming you, because you're a part of them, right? Your family doesn't want you. Oh yeah. Your family doesn't want you to not be genuine, right? Because if you're not able to be yourself, that's something to do with you, but it does have something to do with where you come from. So those are karmic relationships with your family. Yeah. Our family members are very, very, very karmic entities in our lives. Let me continue with the reading, okay? There we go. Now we're getting other colors out. You guys, I had a dream about an eclipse recently. Damn. I love this. My dreams are very crazy sometimes. Before I met this person, I had a dream about a roller coaster, and it was blue. And so was everything in the apartment. Dreams are crazy. All right, let's go into your air sector. Let me check the time. 22:22. Okay. The cause is the Eight of Raphael, which is the Eight of Cups. This is Saturn in Pisces, right? We're talking about emotional satisfaction. We're talking about karmic lessons in attaining emotional satisfaction. We're talking about karmic lessons in attaining emotional satisfaction through strength and through courage. The Eight of Cups is talking about walking away from something that you have been invested in emotionally for quite some time. It's going to take a lot of strength to walk away from this thing. It's like when you're divorcing someone, or when you choose to drop out of college, or when you choose to leave everything behind and go live a transcendental life in the woods. You're walking away from something that no longer serves you but could have been there for a codependent reason. Post realizing it no longer serves you. So when you realize something doesn't serve you but you stay with it, now you're codependent on it. Right? So you got to walk away from something that you feel like you basically are going to peel yourself away from. You want it, but it's a mutable energy with these cups. So you're like, I need to get away from it, but like I can't go anywhere because like I've been here. And you've been here like this the whole time. Get out of it. Addictions are, this could be, yes, this is saying leaving an addiction. An addiction is a codependency, darling, y'all. You know, someone's addiction isn't your problem, but they can make it your problem. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you, I've battled with my own thing, but look at me now. And you got to go through stuff so that you can tell people and you can relate to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, my life has always been changing and forever changed. Like, I have Pluto in my first house, I have Saturn in my first house, my sun is there, and my rising, all Libra, except for the Saturn, which is 3 degrees of Scorpio, but that's still in my first house. It's at the end. So Saturn is at the height of my first house, right? Boy, does it really come in. This is not what feeling like a Capricorn is like, right? I should be making like, I should be going to the bank and stuff, working and gigs. Yes, yes, you have to go through that through a thing, right? Saturn and Pluto do not play. I know my facial expressions are crazy. We'll see what it looks like in this video. Because you are walking away from something, you are going to feel, yes. Oh, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh, I love you, Daphne. Because, it takes a lot for somebody to express something that is very deeply painful for them to other people. I've always admired Wendy Williams for that. She will tell her story and she will cry. Okay. So after that, as the effect, you got the Four of Gabriel, honeys. This is Venus and Aries. So this affirming, taking back your strength. You're welcome, Daphne. Taking back your strength. This is saying that because you're walking away from this, you're walking into this, right? She's still around abundance. That's the codependency. He's like, there's a better way, darling. You don't have to stay in this dark forest. Come here. Okay? Now you got green, you got blue, you got purple. There's more. There's more for you on the other side, right? There is. Especially if you want to get out of something and you know it's going to be better. You guys, this is going into a better relationship. One that feels stronger. One that has more fortifications to it. It's not weakened at the structure with addictions. I mean, I do like some trees every now and then. Honey, every now and then. What am I talking about? Who am I fooling? Anyway, the Four of Wands is saying that you are going to get back to a place of feeling like, wow, I have regained control, because it's the Emperor. I have regained control of my life and myself. Right, Daphne? Okay, right, because we need that. Um, it says, time for a celebration, abundant rewards for hard work. Release yourself from burdensome situations. Exactly. You want to be able to celebrate your life. When you are not celebrating your life, how many of you out there feel like you're not celebrating your life? I'm talking about honestly, right? If you haven't raised your hand or you didn't say me bitch, me honey, then I want you to start celebrating your life. Right? This is why you're here. Isn't that why you're here? Isn't that why I'm here? Get into it. Now, in your water placement in the home and in your emotions, right? And how you're feeling with these people that you're involved with, to make sure that you didn't go him on them. Because this is talking about Sagittarius. My dad is a Sagittarius, 12 degrees. I have Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, and South Node in Sagittarius. My rising is 12 degrees. Isn't it weird how your correlations to your birth chart match up with your parents in different ways? My mom's a Taurus. I'm a Libra. She's fixed. I'm Cardinal. I really need help with being able to learn how to really be like, this is what I mean. I actually don't have problems doing that. But sometimes I do because I'm very nice. But this is talking about the objectivity that we were discussing at the beginning of the video. Objectivity through listening to your inner ear, because 1 and 4 is 5. We're thinking about Hierophant energy here as well, even though this is also Major Arcana, but it's kind of like a parallel, right? The Hierophant is an institution. Hope. I was raging because the Sag stopped talking, communication stopped. This is for you. It's saying, like, because that person stopped communicating with you, what are you going to do with that? Now that you know that person stopped communicating with you, are you going to continue trying to communicate with that person? Or are you going to take your beautiful energy somewhere else where it's going to be appreciated? Sagittarius. I'm going over there, y'all. See? Now, this card is talking about the institution of your inner ear, which is the divine, which is God. That is the institution. Okay, yes, move into that light. So you're taking advice from that energy. Five is conflict too, right? So with this, with conflicts, what comes after the conflict? Solution. So we're talking about gaining solution out of the conflict through objectivity, through understanding, and through simply meditation and prayer. Tired of being sunshine bearer, walking into the forest of darkness. What does it mean when you dream about spiders all the time? Tanisha, it could be talking about a networking, or it could be talking about, just how you're building something for yourself, building the fabric of something for yourself. How are you articulating that? How are you able to articulate your actions to provide an effective manifestation so that you can begin to build around yourself? That's just my interpretation from me. But go to dreammoods.com and you can search up spiders and it'll have many different connotations for you, okay? So yeah, this card says success that comes from objective compromise, self-control, and patience, forgiving and healing energy. And this is talking about compromising with yourself, right? It's not saying like I don't want to compromise with that person. It's like you want to compromise with the idea of what that person means to you and how they've affected you, because this is cause and effect. This is the cause. Because you're being called to be objective and forgive the situation, even if this person did you wrong. Also, if you one wrong and you know that you did, and you can't really go back and change it, you gotta lay in that bed and figure out how to get them crumbs out while you're laying in it. Is expansion and being able to balance your material life. When you're in a relationship with someone that is toxic, it affects every aspect of your life. It seeps in, right? And it absorbs. You start absorbing that energy. We're very sensitive creatures. Just because, a lot of us have been like jaded and zoned in and programmed to be in this reality right here in this dimension. Yes, everything is real. That shoe on the floor is real. You know what I mean? This apple I'm biting is real. You're like, yes, but when you go to sleep at night, where are you? When you daydream, where are you? There's so much magic. Mercury and Venus is Libra. Okay, yeah. There's so much magic and inspiration, and air is thin, and it can be thick too. So it's like your thoughts, your dreams, your daydreams, your communications, your brain farts, all of those things are inspired by spirit in your mind, right? I take messages from everything that I experience. Sometimes it's overwhelming and sometimes I feel like I'm reaching and I have to tell myself to bring it down a little bit. But this is Jupiter in Capricorn. Dale has this placement in his birth chart. I don't have this placement. My Jupiter's in Sagittarius, but I have Saturn in the first house. So, this is talking about being able to not get caught up in the struggle of trying to make things work, right? You were caught up in a struggle of trying to make things work with someone. Yes, we really are real. Yes, it's working out. Yes, we're fine. I'm going home. Yes, you guys, we're good. Let's go here. Let's try to be seen. That kind of stuff. After you have put this to bed and you have forgiven the relationship that caused you all this pain and this hurt, you're going to feel like going on those job interviews. You're going to feel like going to the park. You're going to feel like inviting your friends over for dinner. You're going to feel like going out shopping for something better. You're going to feel like getting your hair cut, right? You guys are going to be in a place of success, air signs, once you discover why it is that you had this karmic relationship, why this horrible or this beautiful and loving person came into your life and now they're not there anymore. For some of you, when there's someone that comes into your life and you're like, oh, why did they get away? That's for you to figure out. You already know. And for some of you who are like, oh my God, I'm so glad this person is in a better place for themselves, and I'm in a better place for me as a result of it. And that comes from going inside and realizing those things and having those epiphanies for yourself, right? That's what the daydreams do. That's what the dreams do. That's what the Freudian slips do. So now let's look at what's going on in your earth sector, work, or what you were able to try to manifest with this person, with these energies, places. The cause is Seven of Gabriel, which is Mars in Leo. You were really having to defend yourself against someone else's actions. That is like when someone is leaving in the middle of the night and you having to figure out how what you're going to do to make yourself feel better about that or deal with whatever the consequences are after that, right? So many things, you guys. This is opposition. It's talking about fighting against the opposition, being divinely guided through those struggles, allowing the universe and God to help you, cast off those dark energies that actually are there to just test you and see how you're going to do something, right? It's like when people are just like coming at you for no reason because they want to see how you're going to, nuck if you buck. That kind of thing. But it's like it's so many things. It's gossip, it's talking, it's like you don't know how to make sense of so many of the things that have gone down, but you have defended yourself and your identity, your creativity, how you shine, what you know to be great about you. You have been able to keep that for yourself, even if it's just a glimmer of that old person. At least it's a glimmer in the darkness. You see that? I wasn't even really looking at the image, but yes, these clouds are going to break away. They really are. Some of you are going to have epiphanies when you look at the sky tonight and you see that moon. hmm The effect of that is a completion, which is a new beginning. It's talking about walking away from things that don't serve you in order to go into your abundant lives that have more structure for you. You have so many things to be appreciative for, even in the good and the bad. Yes, Sag Rising. Once you begin to appreciate those things that have shaped you, you'll understand. Yes, the cloud's moving away. You'll understand why it is you went through something. You'll understand what it was that going through that afforded you. It's going to make you feel a sense of completion, right? The card says there's very much to be grateful for. There really is. Today at 4:30 Eastern Time, that's when it's going to be at the height of its energy. So you guys, I want you to burn your candles, burn your incense, do your meditations, do your yoga stretches, do all of that stuff. Make your favorite meal, whatever you do. I like to cook to help myself calm down and meditate. Okay? If you're on Instagram, follow at the tongue pop. And that is, those are all food pictures that I created. Anyway, and made. No need to say and fight for what I want. Yes, you do have to need and say, you do need to fight for what you want because it's like if you never voiced your opinion, you would never get anything. Gemini teaches that. You won't get a reaction out of anybody if you don't say anything. And this is a Gemini reading too. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. You're welcome, Tanisha. It's hard sometimes. As a Libra, I know that my words will affect people, right? There's so many times where you're like, I just want to tell you this thing, but it's only really going to create a rift in the moment. And then are you really going to get the point of what I'm saying? Or are we just going to be annoyed at what I said? Even though what I said actually was true. I always had that problem when I was little and I was growing up with my mom. Yeah, because it's like she would say something, or I would want to say something, maybe a little bit wise, too wise for my age, but I'd be like, don't say that because it won't be accepted because you're too young to be voicing that kind of opinion. But now I'm like, I know why. Okay? The first house is live. Old salt too, yes. I date older people, usually. And that's not just because I want to, that's just because I do. I like young people too. I'm young. Actually, yes, I am. I'm 34, you guys. I'll be 35 in October. So yes, this is talking about having those material successes. It's talking about having those things that you want. It's talking about being closer to your family after going through this. These people who are toxic to us pull us away from our family and the people that are positive in our lives. They are kind of vampires. They're going to suck the life out of you, especially if it's a life of light. That's what vampires do. And we're talking about releasing old karma in this love reading, right? It's about self love, you guys. That's the most material wealth that you can give to your soul. Self love. You're welcome, Zodiac Wars. Oh, this card says there is so very much to be grateful for: financial success and the promise of retirement, a rich and rewarding family. So, talking about rewards based on, the fact that you've gone through this karmic struggle, you've passed it, it's going into the next level, you're able to see what it is that it afforded you out of this situation. You're existing within the truth of knowing that you are this person because of these experiences that you've gone through, and now you're more wise, baby. That's why I'm wearing all gray today. Now let's go into your heart and the fire, right? This is your creativity, it's your heart, it's your passion, it's your determination, and it's also your sexual drive too. I'm still flying this back the white guy. She like hanging out to eat time. You guys got the strength card as the cause, baby. Mutable is confusing, honey. I am too. I know my Sagittarius when I'm like, I gotta do all this stuff. Girl, I'll be running around the house picking up paper towels, opening the fridge, picking up forks. I'm like, what am I doing? Whatever it is, I need it done now. I have to reel it in. Dale's always saying, reel in them horses. I'm like, So the strength card in this deck, it's number 11. Moving around too much, right? The strength card is number 11 in this deck. It's not Libra, but you did get the Libra card at the top of your reading, and you got Venus, the Empress, as your immediate influence, okay? So this card, the strength card, is talking about not having to go ham or use too much force in order to get something done. This is talking about grace, right? Don't wild out, you know? That Leo energy. Oh, yeah, we breaking up? Well, this is what the deal is right here with this. I'm going to tell you all these things now because you need to know before I leave you, okay? That type of thing, right? And that's fine. If they need to know, they need to know. But do it gracefully. And it's so interesting that these are interchangeable. Because Libra, the scales, there's such grace with how the scales, they're not like, unless you throw something or you shake the shit out of the scale, right? Scales are very delicate, people. That's why Libra is treading lightly usually, because they are delicate. Geminis cannot keep still, very dual personalities. Well, Allison Green, my long term relationship ex, who we still see each other now, um, I love him very much. I think he might be my soulmate. But he's a Gemini moon. And I will be like, what are you thinking right now? Because I can tell that there's a lot going on. Talking, you thinking, you're looking at the TV, you getting up, you moving stuff. Geminis love moving stuff around, don't y'all? Y'all will change. Let me change. I'm going to take this black tree off the wall and put it over there where the white one is, and take the white one off and put it over there where the black. Why am I doing all that? I'm bored. Gemini. Y'all are so fun. You guys are so fun, but sometimes we'll be like, oh my God, like, stop. Let me talk too. Can I say something, Gemini? Oh, you don't want me to say nothing? I'm just kidding. They do love talking. But this card is definitely saying you need to really ascertain the strength, delicateness, and grace, and poise, eloquence. Yes? That type of thing can be very closed off with their emotions. Yeah, they can be. You know, Geminis, I know I love you guys, and when you're in relationships with people, sometimes it's like you can't really see, you know, the depth of the water within the emotional aspects of a relationship, right? They're like, this water is really deep. And you're like, oh, well, do you want to go out tonight and eat food or do you want to go to the movies? And you're like, but I just told you about this thing. And I know you heard me, but it's like, I want you to kind of relate to me and not just receive the information and then like throw information back out. King of Swords, right? Absolutely. So, you know, strengthen grace through kindness, self confidence, and forgiveness, right? That card right there is speaking to this one right here. Because this is about forgiveness as well. Yeah? You're ending this reading. I mix them up. You're ending this reading. The strength that you have and that you apply in terms of moving on from this relationship, because we're talking about karmic endings here because it's specific to this full moon, blood moon, lunar eclipse in Aquarius, with Mars being there as well in retrograde. So if you can see the moon tonight and you can see something next, it's Mars. And isn't it ironic that it's going to be red? So you're finishing the reading with the Wheel of Fortune, and that is Jupiter. So we're talking about Jupiter and Sag energy expansions. You know, when we lose some things, we expand. Think about this. Think about Charlie and Grandpa Joe. That's a Wheel of Fortune moment. Whoa, we drank the fizzy lifting drinks. Abundance. Yeah, we're having this because it was easy. We got up in here, we won those tickets. Whoa, it expanded something that we didn't know was going to happen. Now we're floating up to the fan that's about to chop us into bits. Now you got yourself into a tizzy. What you gonna do about that one? Right? You having fun? Whoa, are you in the wheel or are you on the outside of the wheel? They were on the outside of the wheel. Okay. Then they had to start releasing something. Burp. Release something. If you're in a hot air balloon and it's not going up, you got to drop some sandbags, right? You got to release some things in order to get the expansion and to receive the abundance, right? If you're holding on to something that's broken, that's rotting, that's spoiled, and you don't want to let it go because you're codependent on it, that's all you're going to be holding on to. Once you let that go, you're not even gonna know all the things that are coming to you. So air signs: Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Oh, okay. Maybe we'll post a picture if we see it. You guys, post a picture, tag us in it at Providence Tarot on Instagram so we can see your moon pics. The Wheel of Fortune is saying, allow yourself to expand. And you want to do that in ways that you probably didn't think were going to be, useful for you. When you leave a relationship that's no longer serving you, you invite something else in, whether that be a new lifestyle or maybe it's a new self exploration moment for you, or you might even meet another person. Romantic, they could just be someone and help you deal with whatever's going on. Some of you might meet a Taurus, a Libra, a Virgo, definitely a Sag, and for you Geminis out there. And, yeah, pretty much. This was a good reading. I had to do the air signs first because I'm coming from a place of understanding what the air signs have been going through. I'm Libra Sun, Libra Rising. I was dating a Libra. I know a few Aquarius, but I know more Geminis than Aquarius, I believe. But I love my Aquarius. I can always spot you guys from across the room. Very easy. Libra Sun, and I have Virgo in my chart. Mars at 0 degrees of Virgo, and Mercury at 19 degrees Virgo. All right, everyone. So if you would like a personal or a private reading, email us at providencetarot@gmail.com. Our prices are going to be going up in August, probably by August 1st. Um, if you would like to donate to us, then you can email us for that. You're welcome, Daphne. I am at NYC Kendrick on Instagram. I am also Kendrick NYC. Had to take them both. My food account is at the tongue pop. The at symbol. The tongue pop. All of the food that I make there is food that I make and I take pictures of. Dale's accounts are at Blue is True with 2 T's. He is also son of Lolita. That's SUN of Lolita. And he is also Shaysdale. That's his fitness account. All right, everybody. Thank you all. I love you. All the support that you give us is so beautiful. Will you do water signs live? We will do water signs live. I will do the water signs live. I'm a Cancer moon at 29 degrees. Thank you. I look forward to donating and receiving a reading. Prices to choose from would be nice. Yes, I'm going to give you guys prices in the email. Pluto in the first house. Oh, thank you, Allison. I love that you were here to listen. Yeah, but because we're raising our prices, we're going to be offering more readings at, reasonable prices, right? So we're giving you guys more options just because we're doing that. So we want to give you something if we're asking more of you. Scorpio Sun, Cancer Moon here. Yes, that's like Drake. Um, so yeah, thanks everyone. Love you.